Are you a brokie who can't afford to start your business? I saw a content creator start his YouTube video that way, and I thought it was so hilarious. I said, I'm gonna do the same thing. But we are not here to talk about the brokie mindset, because I don't believe in that. I believe that some people may not have the funds. That doesn't mean that you are a brokie. It just means that you do not have the skill set and the knowledge to get the funds. Big difference. We don't believe in brokie mindset over here. I'm here to help you, not make fun of you. But I thought it was so funny that he started his video like that, probably because it was offensive and the algorithm would love it. Today, I'm going to share with you how my mentee, Tika, who is definitely not a brokie, was able to secure $50,000 in business funding for her business from Chase so that she can start her first international Airbnb business. So my mentee Tika is a very successful business lady. She works in the venture capitalist space. She helps investors get funding so that they can purchase properties in the Dominican Republic and outside the United States where they can do really well. She's been doing it for 17 years, so she's quite a wealthy lady. She saw me on social media and she wanted to learn how to run a short-term rental business so that she can also teach her clients who are getting the funding how they can do the same. So you may have the money, but you don't have the knowledge. And so that's why Tika came to me, right? Even though she's successful, she still needed to learn how to do the short-term rentals portion, right? I have a lot of people like that in my program. People who are working six-figure a year businesses. I have people who are in tech. I have an engineer in my program. I have a retired detective. I have registered nurses. Dominic, who I just posted last week, he works in cybersecurity. So I have a lot of people like that in my program. So they're very smart in their field, but they don't know much about short-term rentals. So they join my program so that I can teach them. Now we're gonna go into how Tika was able to get $50,000, 0%, and that how you can do it too. Even if you're not successful like her, it doesn't matter. But there are a number of things you need to have in place in order for that to happen. So basically what I'm saying is, even if your LLC hasn't made $1, you could still get funding, same amount of funding that she did. I had my mentee, his name is Henry. He just got his St. Louis property, and Chase approved him for $25,000. So you don't have to have a business that's producing revenue, but you do need to have a few things in place. And so I'm going to share with you in a minute what you need to have in place in order to get funding like this. The first thing you need is you need to get your credit right. You already know that's going to be the first step. I'm going to tell you exactly what a bank like Chase and other banks who lend money to businesses based on their credit. So if your business does not produce revenue, you're going to borrow money based on your good name. This is called a personal guarantee. And this is what Tika did, and this is also what Henry did. So a personal guarantee means your credit needs to look like this. Number one, you need to have a minimum 700 credit score. Number two, you need to have at least 2 credit cards that are reporting showing at least $2,500 credit limit on each. Number three, your utilization rate cannot be high, meaning even though you have credit cards that are showing $2,500 on each, you cannot have them maxed out, because the bank is not going to trust you if you do that. They're going to think you don't know how to handle credit, right? Number four, you cannot have a lot of inquiries on your credit. So if you've applied for credit in the past 6 months, it's going to look like you're going around borrowing money for your business. So you cannot have that on your credit report. That is incredibly important, and make sure that you have that, and no negatives. So you know what's funny? A lot of people have a 700 credit score, but they have negatives on their credit. So they are not going to prove you if you have negatives. Like if you have a lateness, it's not a big deal. But if you have collections and you have charge-offs and you still manage to have a 700, that's a big no-no. The banks are not going to prove you, because these credit cards are 0% interest. So imagine borrowing $50,000 like Tika did at 0% interest. That means for a whole year, she doesn't have to pay any interest. She can start her business, she can get 2 properties, and she can furnish them and not pay the bank interest. So banks are in the business of giving you credit cards so they can make interest, right? So what would they benefit by giving someone with charge-offs and collections $50,000, right? Possibly not paying them back at 0%. Listen, if you have issues with your credit, we can help you do a credit sweep like I help this client right here. We can sweep your credit really quick. In 15 days, we will remove all the negative items from your credit. It's very easy. Just click on the link. I created a step-by-step credit sweep tutorial. It's incredibly affordable. Right now it's $37, but if you wait till the end of the month, it's going to go up to $97. So click on the link. You can have access to the step-by-step tutorial where I show you how to sweep your credit so that you can have perfect credit, right? So you need to have at least a 700 and no negatives. So click on that link and get started. Step 2. So now we're going to talk about how you need to structure your LLC. Now that you've got your credit right, because you are going to be borrowing based on your good name, which means you're going to be guaranteeing that your good name is going to pay for your LLC because your LLC has no revenue and your LLC is brand new. Now you need to structure your LLC. Now I'm going to share with you how you need to structure your LLC so that you can get approvals like Tika and Henry. The first thing you're going to do is get yourself a virtual office. Virtual office means that you are paying an office space only to use their mailing center. That's it. You're not renting from the office. You're not, doing co-working space, nothing. But it has to be a real, actual office. Every now and then on my Instagram, I show tours of my office. I only pay $75 a month. It used to be $50, and it's overlooking Columbus Circle and steps from Central Park. Typically, a virtual office is located in a real prestigious area. You can find them on Regis, Alliance, Opus, Spaces. It should not be more than $100 a month. You need to have a virtual office. You do not want to be using your home address to apply for $50,000 in business credit card because it doesn't look professional. So even if you use the virtual office until you get approved, do that, but make sure you don't use your own home. Number 2, you need to form your LLC. Right, so your LLC is going to be borrowing those funds, even though your LLC hasn't produced any revenue. You must have an LLC if you want to borrow those types of funds, right? So to form your LLC, to do it yourself, just go on the website of your Secretary of State, and like for New York, I just go to New York State Department of State or New York State Department of Corporations, and I form the LLC. Typically, it's between $175 to $225. New York is $225, and then I pay the $25, processing fee so I can get it in 24 hours. If you feel overwhelmed when you go on the website of your state, there is a company called Busy. If you go to busy.com, they will walk you through the LLC formation for free. All you have to do is pay for the state filing fee. The only thing with Busy is they're going to take a little longer for you to get your documents than if you were to do it directly on your state. But I'm telling you, filling out the form for your LLC is so simple. It's like a form. You put the LLC name, you put your address, you put a registered agent, and your virtual office. Literally, that's it. But a lot of people get overwhelmed. If you feel overwhelmed, feel free to use Busy. So now that you've gotten your virtual office, you need to put that virtual office address on your LLC. Do not put your home address on your LLC. Incredibly important. So next you're going to pick your NAICS code. NAICS means what kind of industry that you're in. No matter what industry you're in, I suggest that you put marketing because a lot of industries are considered to be high risk. Like I'm in short-term rental space, which is Airbnb, and that is incredibly high risk. You have people coming in and out your home. It's like a hotel. They don't like that. Banks don't like trucking companies. Banks pretty much don't like anything. But if you say you're in marketing, they cannot complain about that. And technically that's not lying because you are marketing your property on Airbnb. So you want to use the NAICS code for marketing, right? And the reason why I'm sharing that with you is because the next step is to get your EIN. So your EIN is also free. You just have to go to irs.gov and apply for your EIN. You're going to need to have your LLC already formed, and you need to have your virtual office. You put that in there. It's one sheet of paper, right? Do not pay anyone to get your EIN number. You literally go on the IRS's website. You actually could Google apply for EIN, and it's going to bring you the link. It's going to ask you for the name of your business, your name, your social. It's going to ask you for the address. You're going to put the virtual address. It's going to ask you what field are you in, what industry are you in. You're going to put marketing. And at the end of the form, it's going to give you an EIN number. Make sure you download the PDF and save it. I like to copy and paste my EIN and put it in my notes on my phone, so I don't, just in case you lose the document, you don't lose your EIN, because once you lose it, it's really, really hard to get. So those are the 4 steps, right? You from your LLC, you get your virtual office, you get your EIN, you have your NAICS code. Now that you've done those things, it's time for you to open up your business bank account with Chase, because Chase is the bank that approved Henry and also Tika. They are incredibly, incredibly generous to small business owners. So you're going to go on chase.com and you're going to open up a business bank account. Make sure that you have all of the documents I just told you about. Make sure you have your LLC, your EIN number. Make sure you write down your NAICS code. They're going to ask you that. You should be able to open it online. Sometimes there's glitches online and you have to go in the office. If you go in the office, the bankers are really nice. They're going to ask you about your business and so forth. It doesn't take long to open it if you do it online, but if you can't, just schedule an appointment, and you should have an appointment the following day. Make sure you take your documents with you, your LLC formations, your article of formation, and your EIN number. That's all you need. Chase is incredibly easy to open. So this is probably the last few steps. Once you open your Chase account, please try to put some money in there. I know a lot of people don't have money. I know I made a joke earlier about being a brokie. I don't believe people are brokies. I just believe that people just don't have access to cash, right? And they don't know how to do that. So you can borrow the funds from a family member. Just tell them it's for 3 to 4 weeks and put the funds in the account. $2,000 at least if you can. $1,000 definitely. Do not have zero in the account and try to apply for $50K. I would suggest you have at least $2,000 in there, but at least $1,000. If your credit score is a 730 with no negatives, and you open up the account with Chase today, let's say today's the 19th of May. Let's say you open it by the end of the week, the 25th of May. I would apply in 30 days. Wait till you have a little relationship with them. Use the debit card once or twice just to show transaction, and then apply. You're going to apply through a relationship banking manager. In order to access those types of people, you could set up a phone call with me and I'll walk you through how to do that. You need to have an internal person to do that. If you go on chase.com, it's just gonna approve you for like, I don't know, 18,000, 19,000. If you're looking for high limit cards like Tika was able to get, like 50K or more, they're incredibly generous. You can even get 100K, 0%. You need to do it through what is called a relationship banking manager. So I have the connection inside of Chase for that. I connected my client Henry, and he was able to get approved. And so you can set up a phone call with me and take it from there. But you need to have everything done before you set the call with me. Do not set a call with me and you don't have your credit right and you don't have your LLC form. I just walked you through how to do those things. So go and do those things. They don't take long. It takes a day for you to form your LLC, get your EIN number, and all the other things you need. And to fix your credit, if you purchase my credit sweep tutorial, it takes you less than 2 weeks to fix your credit. All these things can be done in 30 days. For those of you who don't have credit issues, just go right ahead and form your LLC. Another thing is, even if you have credit issues, open the bank account anyway. You just are not going to apply for anything. Open the bank account with Chase anyway. While you're fixing your credit, you'll be gathering, a little relationship with Chase for 30 days. Put $50 in there and have it open and have it ready to go so that when your credit does go to 730, 740, then you can apply. I think I've covered everything. I just love sharing with you what my students are doing because I know some people can afford to pay for my mentorship, but this is stuff you could do yourself. Just go out and do those things. If you need help with your credit, again, just click on the link for my credit sweep tutorial, and I will walk you through step by step how to sweep your credit in less than 30 days. Once your credit is fixed, then we can take it to the next step. You can set up a phone call with me, and I will introduce you to our in-house Chase relationship banking manager so that you can get approved for 50K and 25K like Henry was approved. If you like this content, please smash the subscribe button. I'm here to help you have an amazing day from NYC. Ciao, ciao.